Good morning. This is Sur Scheets from Stampin' with Sushi, and this is Thursday. Thursday is my Step It Up day. So I'm going to be showing you the template of the week and then making 3 cards and explaining to you how I chose to step up each one. Each card kind of addresses a different kind of stamper. So like if you are very new to stamping and you looked at the 3rd card that I'm doing, it might overwhelm you. So that's why we start with a simple card for a beginning stamper and then step it up a little bit for those that love stamping but don't have a lot of money to spend a lot of supplies. So it uses minimal things to step it up. And then the last card is for those that are hooked. And good morning, Donna. And if you're hooked, then you just want it all. Of course, that's where I am, but I enjoy starting with the simple and working up to the more complicated. So let me flip the camera, and I'm going to get started. So this is the template of the week. So there is at the very top a horizontal strip. I'm sure it could be any width you want. And then underneath that is a large banner with the banner notch on the end. And then underneath it is a small banner or whatever you choose to make it. So I'm using Paper Pumpkin products because this is Paper Pumpkin Week. So I chose one of the colors that's in the Paper Pumpkin kit. And I'll just refresh your memory, but if you turn over the instructions, and this is the kit of the month, The Adventure Begins, and it's like a layered card. I love these. Anyway, on the back, if you flip it over, right at the bottom, it says Coordinating Stamping Up Colors. Black, Bermuda Bay, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, and White. So can you imagine which color I used? I chose Garden Green for this one. I've used the Granny Apple Green on some other cards, but for what I wanted to do, I thought the Garden Green would be the best. All right, so I have my card base, and I have it all folded in half. And the first thing that I'm going to put on is my large banner. And I want to show you where I got that from. Because after I make the 3 cards that are recommended in the kit, then I kind of go crazy. I cut up the envelope, I cut up the cards, and for that piece right there, I cut up the envelope. The envelope is awesome, but if you look over on the back, you've got this lovely blue patch. And so I just cut the envelope like this on each side. It's about 1/4 inch, and cut it at the flap, which you can also use. And then I got this lovely piece. And of course, then I just cut it so that the edge was straight. So that's where I got my first thing that I'm going to put on my card. So let me get that on. Now, for my basic card, I usually don't add any dimension. I'm assuming, especially with this Paper Pumpkin kit, I'm assuming the person doing it just doesn't have anything but what's in the kit. The next thing that I'm going to put on is the small arrow, and that came from the flap. All right, I forgot I shouldn't have pressed this down. When people get the cards I make, they have no idea all the things I do to get my finished product, including like sometimes pulling up the whole thing. All right, so there are 2 parts, 1, 2. For my strip across the top, I actually took one of the insides of one of the cards and cut that up, and I'm going to put that on the top here. So that, because otherwise this is pretty plain, and so that will add some color and design and make it not quite so plain. So I'll put that on the top here. And now this is pretty open and plain, so it needs something, and this would be a perfect place to put the saying. Now, I wanted to show off the stamps in this kit. I think I showed them yesterday, but I'm going to show them again today. So there's a tree, there's branches you can put on the tree, several sayings. You don't see this anywhere. Well, when I was making these cards, I realized that they really coordinate with the stamp set from a year ago, which is called Summer Nights. And look at this. It was supposed to be like the flash of fireworks. But I thought, sun. So I did it in yellow, so it looked like the sun and its rays. And then I actually chose one of the sayings off of here. You light up my life. There's one in here that's similar. Let your light shine. But I just wanted something different. So I'm going to add this to my basic card. I'm going to cover up my little rip. And there you go. A very simple card, but one that would be easy to make and not threaten anybody with the design. Okay, so I have my simple one. So now how am I going to step it up? Well, the first thing I did to step it up was I took this little stamp, and it just looks like a bunch of pine needles in a big clump. And so I thought that would be cute around the edge. So I stamped it in Versamark. And the neat thing about Versamark is you don't need a lot of colored stamps if you have Versamark, because when you place it on cardstock, it becomes darker. So it looks like I've actually put a darker green on there when all I've done is put my Versamark. Okay, so I have my small banner, and this is from one of the cards from last year's kit, but it coordinates really well with this year's. So I'm going to put this right here, and then for my little banner that's underneath the other one, I took another card from last year's kit. Well, I wanted to, this stamp is from this year's. I wanted something then that would be from this year's kit. So how have I stepped it up so far? Not really. I've just stepped it up with making a background. So what I'm going to do now is put this piece on. So I'm adding a layer to my large banner, and I'm not going to worry about the top, but this is a lovely scene, I thought, that went well with the background. So when I attach that, then when I put my saying is going to be the banner that goes across the top. I'll put my saying on it, and then I can turn my paper over. Might even put the saying down here so you see some of the hills. And then I will turn it over and just trim off the extra. And then the last thing I have to step it up a little bit is one of the trees. Now in the kit, the tree is attached to a strip of white so that your saying and the tree are connected. And I just cut them apart and put the little needles on there. So let me get this put together. So first thing I'm going to do is put my little banner on. You know, this is sort of like a little bit of a puzzle for me, and I really enjoy it. I'm noticing that my little V seems a little, good morning, Cheryl, a little off kilter, so there. That looks better to me. All right, so I'm going to put my small banner right here. And then I'm going to put my large banner next. So far, I'm not popping anything up. These are like the base, so you don't always have to pop up your base. All right, so there's my next step. So I don't even think I'm going to pop this up. Now remember, I'm going to put it so that there. I'm going to put it right there. You know what? I am going to pop it up. I think that will be nice popped up. All right, so I'm going to put... Cheryl, I think I said good morning to you, but, you know, I can't remember. If I didn't, good morning. And if I did, good morning again. How about that? Which one of your... I got the swap cards yesterday. Which swap card... Oh, did you swap? And if you did, which was your card? I don't want them way up here. So I just remembered I'm going to cut a little bit off the top. So I don't want the dimensionals way at the top. I want them down a little bit. There. That looks good. So I'm going to put that right here. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to put my adventure right here. So I've got some things showing below the saying and some things showing above. And I am going to pop that up too. It's supposed to be right now, or the last time I looked at my phone, it said it was only 81, but it said it was going to get up to, or it was only 81, but already the heat index was 91. So this is a particular day when you won't see me outside. I'm not a heat person, and definitely not something that hot. Okay. That turned out pretty cute. I love the little hill in the background there. All right, and now for the tree, which, okay, I'm going to put the tree here. So part of the tree is going to be on something that's popped up, but this part of the tree isn't. So I'm going to put a dimensional right here so it will be kind of even. And I'm going to choose the little ones. Put one right here, and I'll put one down here on the bottom. I love that we have two sizes. And then I'm going to put, hi Linda, better late than never, right? I'm going to put some adhesive, whoops, on the side of the tree that's going to be on the popped up. So I'm going to place, I've got a dimensional on my hand, place the tree like that, and now I have a dimensional. Here's where the other one goes, right under here. That keeps my tree at the same level. So, what do you think? So I like... You can see now how I've popped it up. I stamped on the background. I added a layer over my large banner. I made my top banner be my saying and had part of the layer showing, and then I put a tree on there. So that's how I popped it up at the beginning. A lot of times, you know, when I look back over my 3 versions, a lot of times my favorite one is the middle one, because it's sometimes hard to go, how am I going to pop that one up? So that's where I relied on both of the kits. All right, so there's my base. So the first thing I did was added another layer. And on this layer then, I took the firefly from last year's set and made a border of that. So I've already stepped it up by adding a new layer. So let me get that layer down. It was a bit of a struggle, Cheryl, to think about, because I tried to, even my card of the week, I tried to do it out of paper pumpkin, and it's a challenge, but it's fun to accept the challenge. Okay, so then next I'm going to use the large banner, and this is also from last year's kit. And don't worry, I'm going to put some things from this year's on here. I'm going to just attach this one. Are you wondering how I got such nice looking V's? I actually took the cardstock and held it in half and made my cut. And then when I spread it back out again, you couldn't even see. All right, so there's that. So now it's like this one, except I've added an extra layer. So what am I going to do to make it different? Well, these were in the last year's kit. And at that time, I was getting 3 kits because I had a scrapbook class, and we always used one in scrapbooking. And then I'm on the Paper Pumpkin Advisors, and we get a free one. And then I had already paid for 2 myself. So anyway, I still have a lot of these left over, and I need to do more. I'm going to make shaker cards out of them, I think. But I'm not going to do that for this. So this is going to go here. And then, because I've got a saying strip I need to add to it, so I cut out some gold foil, and then I'm going to add my saying on top of the gold foil. And then for my lower V, these are from last year's kit, and they're the cutest little lightning bugs. And I thought, a lightning bug under there sort of looks like the V. So that's my bottom one. And then I'm going to glue a bunch of the fireflies inside the jar. So let me get this put together. All right, I've got this layer on. Okay, good for me. Now I'm just going to glue some fireflies. So that they can look like they're caught inside the jar. So I'm just going to glue, and every once in a while I'll check with the jar. There were 2 colors of fireflies. There were this dark blue and this light blue. I thought they were both just adorable. And a lot of them came in 1 kit, so you can imagine how many I have from 3 kits. And I used a lot, but unfortunately, or actually fortunately, I never totally finished up the Paper Pumpkin kit. So I'm really glad I didn't, because now I have things that I can use on this card. And maybe, let's see how that looks. I need one down here for sure. So I'll get one down there. See, this is I thought if I made my cards in front of you, you could see my thinking process, because that's part of what stepping it up is. You know, how are you going to think it out? So my seal ran out, and so I'm just going to get some of my glue just for time's sake. And maybe one more up there, because you're supposed to have an uneven amount. Let's see. That'll be good. I'll put one right there. Okay, Linda said to lower my work. Okay, thank you for that, Linda. I get involved and I don't watch the camera. Let me move these two over the side and work on the one I'm working on. Okay. Thank you for your recommendation, because it was a good one. Okay, now when you use vellum and you put anything on it, it tends to show. And so what I'm going to do is try and put this glue where the gold layers are on the front. I'm going to move this up just a minute so that I can do that. It's not too hard, especially if you have a steady hand. However, I don't seem to have a steady hand anymore. And then up here, I can put a lot because I know that part's going to be covered. And now I think I need to move this one. Oh, no, I can't. All right. Okay, so now, a tip I learned is when you want to make sure your glue is sticking, is to turn your work over and rub it this way. Don't rub it on top of it. Rub it this way. And then somebody else that I watch videos of, if she's doing, now see, the glue does show. So I will try and place some fireflies on the outside. She puts actually one of our blocks on top to make it seal better. Okay, before I add any more fireflies, I'm going to add my strip. And now you can really tell that nope, you can't do that, that my jar is very uneven. I should have paid more attention to that. Now, my mother, if you haven't heard this before, my mother was a lovely woman that actually introduced all of her children to crafting. We did crafts together even when my youngest sister was like 1.5. We sat around the dining room table and we made little nut cups for a nursing home in Appalachia. And it was just such a favorite memory. Anyway, her favorite expression was, its imperfections add to its charm. So whenever I have something that doesn't look quite perfect, I always remember Mom's expression. And in college, she had a lot of them, actually. In college, a lot of my friends would quote my mother. She had one about your hair. Like if you washed your hair and you didn't like how it looked, then her expression was, at least it's clean. I'm not sure that always helped me. And then if you borrowed money or if you owed somebody a favor, then her expression was, I'll owe it to you forever before I'll cheat you out of it. She taught me how to sew when I was 10. She encouraged all of us to be very creative, and she was a woman that cared a lot for other people. We had lots of unfortunate people in our home, and with there being 6 of us, we didn't always have an abundance, but she always made room for others. The imperfection one, Cheryl, is that the one you're talking about? It's a really good one to keep in mind. I've had a lot of my stampers say, well, in that case, this project is very charming. I'm sure my mother is up there listening and laughing. Okay, now this is, here's another one. Oh, that's the same one I tried to put up there. No, I tried to put it here. All right, so here we go. So this is how I stepped up this one. This one was pretty plain and used kit components. And then this one added a strip behind the saying. Instead of just a scene, it added the jar. And in the jar are some fireflies, and on the jar are some fireflies. And it added an extra layer behind there. So what fun I had with this. Now I don't get 3 kits anymore. It got to the point where, especially with COVID, my scrapbook group was not meeting, so I didn't need an extra kit for a scrapbook layout. And then you had 3 kits you had to do something with. If I had 3 of this kit, that's 36 cards I've got to figure out what to do with. So anyway, now I only get 2 kits. And I enjoy that. Well, thank you, Linda. I appreciate your comment. And there you go, everybody. Oops, let me move the camera again. There. So if you don't get paper pumpkin kits yet, and it's something that might intrigue you, let me know, and I'll answer any questions you might have. But I'm an avid stamper, and I've been stamping for over 19 years, and I still enjoy the fun of opening the box and seeing what everything inside is like, and then challenging myself to try to come up with new ideas with the kit. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. Please make sure that you're safe about the temperature. I know, I was going to put this little strip right here, but I don't think I'll do it now. But this is another leftover strip from trimming. You can do all kinds of things with those too. Sorry, my mind wanders, doesn't it? Anyway, make sure that you stay hydrated, that you stay cool, and that you're not outside for any long period. And I will see you tomorrow when we put together the card of the week, which is, I forget the name, but it's a 2-pocket card made out of 1 sheet of designer paper. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.